Okay, so what we have over here, and this is the mess for a lot of people, especially if you want to work and do something else on top of this surface. This not only happens in the outdoor situation, but in the indoor situation, meaning that sometimes those VCT tiles or carpet or whatever somebody used glue on is annoying and it has a lot of issues. So here's the case. It's an old exterior rug that was placed over here, carpet that was placed over here, and they did a really good job by putting a lot of glue down to hold it. But now that it's gone, it's completely damaged. We need to remove that stuff and the glue. So I'm gonna have to split this into different videos projects, so it's not too long. But in this case, what I'm gonna do is instead of showing this and the tile installation that will take some time, I want to concentrate in the glue removal. So because it can help for a lot of other situations. Here what we have is obviously, protect yourself when you're working. You want to have gloves, you want to have a mask and a brush to work with this. Obviously spatula, scrapers, whatever you have a nice pole kind of push scraper here. But this is an adhesive remover. What you want to do is you want to remove as much as possible all the carpet and the residues that are on the floor, like in this case. See, you can see that, and then apply the material so we can remove the stuff. And the reason is that we want to make sure that the surface is clean for us to work with the new thin serre mortar that we're gonna apply on the floor. And so that's why we want to do that. But remember that you can use this for different purposes. So let's start working with that. Let's remove that material first using whatever scrapers means you have to do it, and then we take it from the glue part. Okay, so once you have the floor already cleaned and all the debris moved and all the bigger pieces of the material out, you continue with the removal of the glue itself. Now, I'm going to stop for a second and I'm going to give you some warnings about different products, especially like these ones. Don't use it in closet in small spaces and basements or to remove paint inside tubs, bathtubs, and all these things, because these are products that are really, really not safe to your health. If you're going to work inside a house or with a particular building, make sure that you have a lot of air ventilating around, because these vapors can accumulate and it can be really dangerous for your health. Obviously, avoid contact with your eyes if you're working in close places. If you're going to work on walls, try to make sure that you start from the bottom up. But try to work in the outdoors. In this case, we are in outdoors, so it's not a problem. Now, so very careful with that. Very careful with the way you handle this type of materials. Don't use it in bigger spaces. I mean, bigger sections, because a lot of more vapors will come. Maybe use a fan to move the air around or whatever, or take breaks and make sure that you breathe better. So when you're in walls, and like in this case we have some walls, you want to make sure that you cover that so it doesn't splash to your walls. So in this case we're going to put some painter's tape along the bottom and some other areas. Also, when you're working with materials, you want to make sure that the chemicals that are there will work in the area, in this case the floor. Don't use it in some sort of plastic floors or things that may get compromised with that type of material. So just read the label. But the idea is that you want to work in small sections, 3 by 3, or a little bit bigger. However, you can handle, so you don't overspread this thing and you don't step on the material that you're working with. And once you apply the material, you want to go ahead and cover it with a heavy duty plastic. So this is like a 6 mil plastic that we have, and we cut some sections, so we want to make sure that we cover some areas with the strip, the plastic, I mean the glue remover, and you cover it up, let the material work on the bottom, and then you can reuse back again in other areas. Obviously, cover your eyes, cover with gloves, like we said before, your hands and stuff like that. And if you get in your body, whatever, just go ahead and rush and clean that. And if you feel that it hits your eyes or something, rinse it out really well and look for medical assistance. So again, be careful, away from children when you're working with these things. So we're gonna go ahead and cover some areas. We wanna be efficient, so we're gonna leave some areas uncovered, and then we're gonna let it work for like 15, 20, 30 minutes until we see that it's loosened, and then we work in another section. So we will reuse the plastic a couple of times until we finish. So let's continue. Let's start working with the material. Don't forget to read the label. All right. Now that we have the sections, we want to make sure that we just kind of put some supports around. The plastic tends to kind of, roll up by itself, so putting some little supports around so it stays, covering the area. We're gonna see, as you can see, we have like some sections, and we're gonna remove and let around and just do our thing. You can clean your tools with just fresh water and soap. Same thing with your hands and all that. So yeah, let's continue. Let's wait for that to, just to kind of do more effect into the glue or the adhesive or the mastic, however you wanna call it, and then we just continue. Well, okay, so now we took all the crazy glue out of the floor. We took like, I don't know, maybe like 98% of the glue out. And because we are putting that type of beautiful tile that you see there, soon so I encourage you to see the other video. I may put it later on as a card in this video. We don't need to really take a whole bunch of things out and just leave it nice and flush. But if you add a second coat and do the same thing, this thing will be just free of anything on the floor. But all the gooey stuff went out. So with this, I leave you. Now you wanna let it dry. Obviously, I went ahead and now it's wet because I used a sponge and fresh water with a little bit of a floor cleaner. And you can just pretty much leave it to a point that you're kind of pleased with, or you're now ready to install other things on top. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video will help you to understand how to take your own glue out, your mastic out, and that's it. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you are, thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.